Right, well, good morning. Welcome back to the channel and another episode of Northern Blankers. And you're joining me on a little day session. So I was out on, when was it? Sunday and Monday on the Hard Lake. It resulted in nothing. Pete had a nice £18 4 mirror, which was great. And I managed to squeeze out today, which is a Friday, just for a day session. And we're back on the lake near Manchester Airport again. I've been off work for 2 weeks on annual leave, so I'm back in work on Monday. Just turn that off. Get a brew on. So, just like, you know what? Let's try and squeeze out one more time. See if we can get a fish. Let's get a coffee on here. So we managed to get out. Mrs. weren't moaning, so the missus don't moan. You know the crack lads. You get straight out, don't you? You don't ask twice, do you? So, need a spoon, let's put that away. So yeah, back out, little day session on the cards. Same lake where George had his little PB. Plenty of small ones in here, mid doubles, so good place to come for a bend in the rod on a day session. So I'll have this brew now, a nice coffee on the go, and then go through some rigs today we use. Rigs I'm using on this session. Tactics, and hopefully we should get a bend in the rod. So I'll come back to you later on. I'll just give you a bit of an insight on one of the rigs I'm using on my right hand rod. Going for a snowman presentation. As you can see, we call it a snowman because when it sits on the bottom it'll sit up like that and look like a snowman. So we've got about 7 or 8 inches of Kobe braid down to a anti-tangle sleeve. That's just tied on with a knotless knot. A little bit of hook silicone just to trap the hair, and then that is the rig on a size 6 tomahawk hook. And then the rig I've actually got out's got a long shank hook on, but whether you can see that on the camera, the principle is when the fish picks it up and moves, the hook turns. I don't know if you can see that. So it's like flat, line pulls tight, digs in every single time. It'll, even if the hook's sticking up like that, turns, bump into your hand. Well, in this case it'd be the fish's mouth. So I'll get the camera, I'll show you what it looks like. You can see in the water. As the rig goes in, as you can see there, how it sits up like a snowman. Hook is on the deck, and then that sits up like that, like a snowman. So that is the rig we're using on the right hand rod, the old snowman rig. Right, well, just let you know guys, there we just had a little bite, not a carp, but just got ourselves a nice little tench there in the net. We're not going to weigh him, he's not that big. I'm just going to slip him back. Fingers crossed for a carp. Right guys, just give you an afternoon update. I've not had much since the tench before. I had a couple of liners. I've managed to get the solid bag a bit closer to the lily pads. It's like 12 wraps, drops you right on the edge of the lily pads. That's where I had the tench from. So I'll spin you around, you can have a look there. So it's the furthest one's about there we're fishing. So just a tip for anyone fishing towards lily pads or snags. And my right rod is in like a bit to the right in the open bit. As you can see, normally we can't fish when we get a bite. I'll just do this here now, just mute my alarms. When we get a bite, the clutch, this should spin so the fish can pull the line. But when you're fishing close to lily, look, that's locked up. So if you ever heard anyone say the term fishing locked up, that's what it means, is the fish can't take any line So as you can see, we're sat close to the rods, so if we do get a bite, we're straight on him, and the fish can't run into the lily pads and get snagged up. So yeah, I've changed the right hand rod to a pop-up now. Put a pink pop-up on what we caught on last time we was on here. That's about it really, nothing much more to tell you. It's quiet. A couple of fish showing right in the lily pads. Obviously you can't cast to them because they're in the middle of the lily pads. So hopefully we should get maybe one more fish, or at least a carp I'm hoping anyway, before I go home. Probably packing up about 3 o'clock, so another 2.5, 3 hours left. Hopefully get a fish for you. So if I do in the meantime, I'll give you an update then. Right guys, we've got a nice little common here in the net. Let me get him out for you. Just give us a second. When he stays still. Get a low double. There we go. Got his fin up for a camber as well. I'd say it's about £11. Spinning around for you, and then we'll get him back. Put up a good fight. Try to do me in the lily pads. Like I said before, that's why it's best to fish locked up. Because if it weren't fish locked up, he would have definitely got away in the lilies. So there he is, about £11, not going to weigh him, but we'll take down a day session. 1 carp, 1 tench so far. Come on the carp, let's get him back. He's there. He's going to swim off, and there he goes. That'll do. Right, oh, right, so there you have it guys. Nice little common there for us in the afternoon. Again, that was coming to the ID Incredible Baits Sweet Creams. Pink again. Just give you a little look at these. They smell a bit like a Carp. Remember when you was a kid? Lovely high vis pink. Seems to be doing the business. Had 2 bites last week on these on this lake, and just had that common as well on that. So looking good. Only got a couple of hours left, and I'll have to pack up and go home. But still could be time for another bite. Still these fish showing in the swim, in the lilies still, and there's been a few swirls more in the up. You know, one just popped his head out there. In fact, not far. So we've got the solid bag on the left, quite close to the lily pads on the far side, and we've also got the runny rig with the pink sweet creams pop up. They're very close to each other on the edge of the lily pads. So fingers crossed we can get another one. If we do, I'll be straight back to you and let you see the fish if we get one. But I still think there's definitely another bite on the cards anyway before we go. So I'll give you an update before we go anyway. Mr. Robin there. Put a little bit of crumb down before. He's come back. He's only a skinny one. Have you finally come back, mate? Eh? Yeah. He's having his lunch. Right guys, this will be my last update of the afternoon. Just packing up now. As you can see there, I've only got 1 rod on the dance floor. Other one's just put back in the rod bag. As you can see, look, we've still got fish, plenty of fish moving about in the swim. I think if we had a bit more time. Oh, there's one there. I don't know if you've seen that on the camera. Just popped his head out. See if he comes up again. There's a coot behind him. Yeah, if we had a bit more time, we'd probably maybe get another one on the bank, but other than that I need to go home, unfortunately. So yeah, it's been my last update. Not quite sure when we are next out on the bank, but hopefully it shouldn't be too long. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like and a subscribe. You'll never miss another video once it goes live. So that's all for me today. I'll catch you guys on the bank.